Hi, welcome back for another episode of Watches Oliver Smith. We are in Scottsdale right now. I'm with Mr. George Reed, and we're talking about Blancpain watches.
Yeah.
But first, I want to talk about something I've been working on in the jewelry end of the business here. And this is my new loop bracelet that we made this year, and I designed. And I want to show you how this works.
It's a totally cool design. Yeah.
That's totally adjustable to wear. So unisex, it can be worn with different size wrists. The first setting, second setting, third setting, fourth setting, and so on. So it's really a neat piece, and I'm really proud of it. Yep. It's a great looking, clean looking design too, which I really like.
And we have it in silver, black rhodium silver, white gold, rose gold, and yellow gold. So whatever look you're looking for, we've got one for you.
Yeah. So tell us what you're wearing today, George.
Today I am wearing Blancpain's Air Command Flyback Chronograph. This is a special edition piece. Very, very hard to find. I'm really surprised it's still here, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
It is absolutely stunning. Kind of a vintage pilot watch from Blancpain.
Yeah, great patina on the look of the dial.
And then look at that rotor. That's all hand-carved rose gold.
Oh, cool.
Just a stunning piece.
Yeah.
It was one that's highly collectible. It will not last long.
How much is that?
$19,800.
And it still has a little bit of a seal on the back.
Yeah, no, this is actually new. This is a new piece.
Yeah.
So, yep, this is fully stickered, brand new. It was a special order that came in.
See that better.
And then Oliver has on Blancpain's modern dive watch, the Bathyscaphe. This one is in, it's a ceramic chronograph with a sapphire bezel, liquid metal.
Look to it,
yeah, it's a great look to it.
Easy
43 millimeters, so it's big, but not like over big. But yeah, today I'd like to talk about all things Blancpain. A lot of people might not be familiar with the history of Blancpain, and their history is tied into the history of the dive watch. But we're going to start a little bit earlier. Blancpain was incorporated in 1735, and they claim the spot of being the oldest watch manufacturer. 1735, they were the first. What I like in their story is their founder, Jean-Jacques Blancpain, was building a pocket watch for the King of Spain. And he realized that the work he was doing kind of transcended his caste. Up to that point, if you were a watchmaker, you were considered a craftsman. And he considered what he was doing to be on an artisan level. So he signed his work. Nobody had ever done it before. He literally, and they still kind of pay tribute to it today. I don't know if it's going to show on camera, but on the side of the watch, you'll see Blancpain.
Yeah, you can see it there.
Yeah, it used to be on all their watches. Now they just do it on the 50 Fathoms. But it was a bit of a to-do, and the King of Spain agreed. So from that point on, watchmakers were artisans, not craftsmen. So kind of a fun fact for you there.
Yeah.
Fast forward, this was the darling of Jean-Claude Biver. This is kind of one of his pet projects was the resurrection of Blancpain back in the 80s. They also claimed he would never have made a quartz watch, which as a watch nerd, I certainly appreciate. But let's get into 50 Fathoms. So that's going to be this guy here and this guy here. A lot of people look at a watch like this, and your natural thought would be like, oh, it looks like a Submariner. You're wrong. A Submariner looks like a Blancpain. This was actually done in 1952, and this watch was responsible for the look that we all know of as a dive watch now. Everything that makes an ISO certified dive watch a dive watch was Blancpain. As a matter of fact, Rolex could not do a click bezel on their watch till 1980 because Blancpain still had the patent on it. So it's this one's fault. This was the watch Jacques Cousteau wore. So if that's not good enough for you as a diver, I don't know what is.
Was it around 52, 53, I think?
1952. Yep.
Where they designed it?
Correct.
Where they went to a scuba diver?
Correct.
Who helped them with the putting it all together?
Yeah,
like
early 50s was the first time civilians were diving. Up to that, it was just a military and an industry kind of a thing. I mean,
yeah, because we talked about Panerai, the old historic Panerai. Right?
Correct. Yeah, right. Yeah. The military history of the dive watch, things of that nature. And these are very much in that line as well. There's plenty of pre-52 military versions of things, but
they get credit for being the first.
Correct. Yeah. Well, for the scuba, for the civilian, for for the ISO certified dive watch that civilians wear. Yeah, absolutely. Credit goes to Blancpain.
Yeah.
And they're still made today. You're looking at a 45 millimeter watch with a sapphire bezel. And then they kind of moved forward and they started doing these about 10 years ago or so, the Bathyscaphe, which is their modernized version of them. They actually did some exhibition backs on these as well that are just stunning. Don't see them in dive watches, very awesome exhibition backs. But just one of those incredible manufacturers. This is kind of dovetails into the whole in-house manufactured watch thing. The guys in Switzerland don't understand America's obsession with this. Why would I need to learn how to make a dial when the best dial manufacturer in the world is right over there? So Blancpain's movements for a long time were made by a company called Patek Philippe, but they were made expressly for Blancpain. Part of their manufacturer just made movements for Blancpain, but that wasn't good enough for the American audience. You had to be an in-house manufacturer, so Blancpain bought them. I thought that was a very clever response to something that really shouldn't have been a problem to begin with. But they're some of the most stunning watches on the planet. They're just it's a rich history. It's a wonderful manufacturer, and they're just beautiful.
So if you have any more interest in a Blancpain, please give us a call or reach out to George or myself or anybody on our staff at oliversmithjeweler.com. We'd be happy to speak to you about it.
Absolutely.
What do we have coming up next, George? Well, we don't know yet.
Why you got to do that to me? Why you got to do it to me? Again, he's always throwing me curveballs. You'll find out when we find out.
Yeah.
Hey, if you have suggestions, if there's something you want to see, please comment below. We'd love to hear from you.
Please do. Be well. Thank you again
Thanks, guys.
for listening.